What is up, Heat 'em Up gang? It's your boy Heat 'em Up Trail. I am back with another video. It is draft day. Y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. Today's draft day. Today is draft day. The day we've all been waiting for. Forever now, since we found out our season was not going anywhere. But y'all, a lot of mock drafts I've been reading. They got us taking Mac Jones, y'all. Like I've never seen so many Mac Jones number three in my life, y'all, and it makes me nervous. It makes me sad. But I'm not gonna believe it. I'm not gonna believe it at all. I'm not gonna believe it for a moment. In my eyes, Justin Fields is really the best quarterback in this draft. But Trevor Lawrence, he's Trevor Lawrence. You know what he did his freshman year. He didn't really have a great year sophomore year. Didn't really follow up junior year. I mean, his best year was freshman year. Zach Wilson. Didn't really hear about him until this year. Why he's going number 2? No. Ahead of Justin Fields, I should say. Mac Jones. He had a team full of superstars. Two of his main receivers. If Jalen Waddle would have played this year, 2 of his main receivers would have been within the top 10. Within the top 10. Najee Harris, he's a first rounder. Devontae Smith, he won the Heisman. His O-line. Goodness gracious. So, yeah. Excuse me, I got my notes on my phone. I got my notes. That's why I'm looking down. You're going to see me looking down. Because, once I start this draft, yeah. I got to use my notes to feel like who I believe is going to be who. Now, this draft that I'm going to do one real one. I'm going to do my beliefs, my real one, that I feel is going to happen. And I'm going to do what I feel should happen or could have happened, but I know it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm doing both. I'm doing it 3 ways. 3 ways, y'all. And I'm going to do it with all the trades and all that I expect to happen. I really don't know who's really trading with who, because I don't really get in all. I don't like to get in all the trade and stuff, because I don't know who's been talking to who. You really got to dive into that. But I mean, like, I can do trades that is projected, like as far as mock drafts, because they know more than I would, because they are connected more to the teams and stuff than me. So I would probably base it off what their trades could be, and then see who I feel will be their pick. But yeah, so let's get into this mock draft. But before I start, y'all, let's start the draft. Select all. We're gonna do the top 10 picks. I'm not really worried about the 32. You know what I mean? Just do top 10. Top 10. Manual start. All right, let's get into it. Bruh, the Jags, they gave me the worst nightmare last night, y'all. I had a dream that the Jags took Justin Fields instead of Trevor Lawrence, and they just threw everything off. Like, you weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to draft Trevor Lawrence, and then everything was supposed to be in order, like, balance. And then, like, the balance was just all thrown off. So, like, it threw everybody off, threw the Jets off, threw the Niners off, threw the Falcons off, threw the Bengals off. Or, not the Bengals, but, it threw everybody off. So now it's like, oh my gosh. Now, who's going to be available? Who's this? Who's going where? No. Like, I could trade up all that. Like, that's what was going through my mind. So I had to wake up from that. I had to wake up. You know what I mean? I had to wake up. But in reality, the Jags are going to choose Trevor Lawrence in this draft. With the second pick at the NFL draft, the Jets will select Zach Wilson. With the third pick in the NFL draft, the San Francisco 49ers will select Trey Lance, Justin Fields. 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 This is why I don't say Trey Lance anymore. Because if we draft Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo has to stay on our team. Trey Lance needs a year. He needs a year. But we're in a winning team now. We're in a winning situation now. So drafting Trey Lance, I feel like it will set us back. And just throwing him out there first year will set us back. It will set us back. So that's why, and I heard there's been rumblings about the Jimmy G trade talk picked up a lot today. Yesterday, it started yesterday and today. That's why I was like, ugh. You can't really move, and it's really involving the Patriots. So it really depends on what the Patriots want to do. If the Patriots say, yeah, we'll give a 1 or a 2, you have no choice but to accept that. But now it's like, we're throwing a rookie quarterback out there. Raw. Trey Lance is raw. He needs time to develop. So drafting Trey Lance and just throwing him out there, that's a setup to me. That's a setup for failure for me. Because Trey Lance hasn't played a game in a year. I believe he has the fewest passes thrown out of any QB in this draft, including high school. I read a stat on Twitter. I think it said like 400 something passes since high school to now for college coming into the draft. And the only 2 quarterbacks that's like that was Cam Newton and Michael Vick. Michael Vick's another error. He doesn't count for me. Cam Newton, he went to JUCO and then he went to Auburn. And he killed it at Auburn. Like, he was blowing SEC. That's the reason why he went number 1. He went to Auburn, SEC, and blew it out the water. Won the national championship, all that. Trey Lance kind of did that, but he didn't go JUCO route. But he did that, but he took like subpar. Like, Cam Newton took subpar athletes in the SEC and took him to a national championship and won. Trey Lance took a subpar North Dakota State team, went to his championship and won. But he didn't sit out a year. He sat out a year, his next year. And if you kind of look at it, the second year is kind of the year when you get exposed. Because now they really know they know what to really look at, the tape. Now they know how to really throw some defenses at you to throw you off. And his first game, it wasn't really all that throwing wise. I'm like, it was that running wise, but it wasn't all that throwing wise. So I'm like, you can honestly say Trey Lance was kind of getting exposed a little bit. You can honestly say that. Like, the teams kind of start. I feel like we'll never know. Like, unless teams were like really talking to the defensive coordinators, like, yeah, we figured it out. We figured him out. But it's like not every team can say that. So that's why I feel Justin Fields will be the pick. But I'm going to stick to. But since I've been saying, I feel Justin Fields will be the pick. But since I've been saying Trey Lance and been hard on Trey Lance for like 2-3 days straight, as far as with Lucky and just dropping videos on Trey Lance and saying it's going to be Trey Lance, I'm going to say it's going to be Trey Lance. Like, do I feel Trey Lance will go to the Broncos? Yes. I can honestly see that. I can honestly see that. The Broncos trading up for something and going and getting Trey Lance. But it's like, I don't want that to happen either, because like, I've been so hard on Trey. I've been going so far in for Trey Lance to go to the Niners since I first watched them. So because of that, I'm going to choose Trey Lance to the Niners. Like, I can't just go back on my own word. You know what I mean? Like, y'all seen it. My first video I ever watched of Trey Lance, I was like, yes, he's the quarterback. You know what I mean? I was like, he's the quarterback. So I can't just go back on that. Like, even though the only reason why I went back on it because of Zach Wilson. But, you know, I got Zach Wilson going number 2 now to the Jets. So it's like, it leaves me no choice but to go back to my original option in Trey Lance. Justin Fields was never an option for me. Mac Jones was damn sure never an option for me. It was always either Zach Wilson or Trey Lance for me. And Zach Wilson just happened to blow up so much that he just happened to fall into number 2. I'm like, you never know. The Jets can take somebody and then Zach Wilson can fall to number 3. If Zach Wilson falls to number 3, best believe I'm getting Zach Wilson. I want Zach Wilson. You know, I've been screaming it on this channel for I don't know how long now. But before Zach Wilson, somebody sent me that new video of Zach Wilson. I was on Trey Lance. Nobody else. So because of that, I'm going to say that we select Trey Lance. But with the 4th pick, we all know it should be Kyle Pitts, tight end. Excuse that. Sorry, y'all, I had to turn something off. Alright, but with the 5th pick in the NFL draft, it's confusing me. Because I would honestly say just draft a tackle. You need a tackle. Protect Joe Burrow. He's your future. But all these mock drafts keep saying they're going to draft Jamar Chase. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, why? Why? You have T. Higgins. Don't you have another receiver too? You have solid receivers, I feel like. I feel like you have solid receivers. So for them to really honestly say Jamar Chase. But let me see what my note says. And these are from other people's mock drafts. Like, other people's mock drafts are my notes. Because, like, yeah. I mean, I'm not taking their picks. Like, most of these picks, like, stand for themselves. Like, at the end of the day, they're going to be my picks and what I feel. But I'm going to use what they say to, like, kind of help me better myself, educate more on myself. But from ESPN, they say debate all offseason has been Chase or Oregon offensive tackle Penei Sewell. Like I said, Bengals executives have said the team believes the draft isn't as deep at receiver as it is on the offensive line. That's another reason why I feel like you don't really got to take a Penei Sewell this early because you feel like there's going to be somebody better later on. I can understand that. But here's what I have to say. Penei Sewell, they're saying if they're saying he's the second coming of Orlando Pace, that tells you need to draft him immediately and say, forget all those other tackles. We can get ourselves a Hall of Famer right now at 5. Jamar's receivers are the hardest thing to live up to the hype. They're the hardest ones to live up to the hype as far as the draft. They're the hardest ones to live up to. Quarterbacks and receivers are the hardest positions to live up to in the draft. Literally. Like, you see how we've turned out. AJ Jenkins, he just flat out garbage. But I'm going to say they're going to draft Penei Sewell. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm going to say they're going to draft Penei Sewell because I feel like you just can't miss out on that type of talent. You can't. You can't miss out on that type of talent. With the 6th pick in the draft, I feel the Dolphins will select, because Jamar Chase is the best receiver in this class. Hope you know that. Better than Devontae Smith. Jamar Chase didn't even play. So can I say Jamar Chase? Yeah. Yeah, what am I thinking? Jamar Chase. I need to start sticking to my gut. You know, I'm done with this. All right, so with the 7th pick in the NFL draft, I would have the Lions selecting. Remember, y'all, this is with no trades. They're going to select, they need a receiver. They also need a corner. So I feel like they might trade out of that pick. Do you feel like they might trade out? Because it's saying they need a lot of defense. But you can get defense a little bit, like not like later, but you can get it at 9, 10. And then look at the quarterback that's still on the board. I mean, yeah, your number one receiver, your number one team needs saying receiver right now. But let's say you make a trade, because you don't necessarily need these top picks right here. Because I know there's a receiver further down the line, that is pretty good. He went Bateman. Rashad Bateman is a good receiver. I know we didn't react to him, but he's a good receiver. I've watched him. He's a good receiver. And he's up there with, as far as like stat wise, with Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. He was up there stat wise, I believe. So, I mean, you can go either way. Like, I feel like probably either Dallas or the Broncos would probably try to trade up to 7. So that's probably gonna be my first trade. I know I said no trades, but I honestly feel that's probably what will happen. So I'm gonna say trade. It's only exclusive for premium. Okay, so no trades. But I'm gonna say it right now live. I'm gonna say either the Broncos or the Cowboys are gonna trade up to 7. And then the Lions are gonna take a corner. And then I say the Broncos are going to trade up to 7. And they're gonna go get their quarterback in Justin Fields. And then the Lions are going to get a corner, probably Patrick Surtain. That's what I feel will happen. But since I can't make any trades, I'm going to just keep it to how it is. And then if they were to stay, I would say they would draft. Oh, you can even do the little full player report. Okay, this is tough. I didn't even know about this. I didn't even know I could do any of this. Okay. Could you say they drafted Rashawn Slater? Because you know there's always been teams that says, like, voting. I'm saying they're going to get Rashawn Slater. Because I feel like drafting a cornerback that high at 7, it's not really. Cause I don't see Devontae Smith fitting in with the Lions. I don't. Cause personally, I have Devontae Smith going to either the Giants or the Eagles, to be honest. If Jamar Chase was to go to the Dolphins, I would say Devontae Smith will fall a little bit into the Giants or the Eagles' lap. Even though the Eagles need, like, corner, but hard. This is hard. Oh my gosh, I hate being a GM. I hate being a GM, y'all. But with the 7th pick, I'm gonna say they're gonna select. Even though I feel like it's gonna be a trade, that's kind of why it's really hard, because I know it's gonna be a trade. I know they're not gonna pick a 7 unless Jamar Chase is still available. But I'm gonna say Rashawn Slater. I'm gonna say they're gonna go tackle. Ooh, okay. So I feel like the Panthers will probably select Patrick Surtain. Alabama, corner. Because, you know, Rashawn Slater's going to be off the board. So, time for the Broncos pick. The Broncos will select Micah Parsons, Penn State. Actually, no. Time. Justin Fields, baby. Justin Fields. Going to the Broncos. I saw your name up there, baby. You're going to the Broncos. Even though I feel like probably the Patriots will probably trade up with them and go get Justin Fields. And the Broncos will probably trade back. But now, time for the 10th pick. We all know they're getting a corner. The Cowboys are gonna get a corner. They don't got the corner. They don't got the Kyle Pitts. They don't got none of that. They're gonna get a corner, so it's gonna be J.C. Horn, second best corner in the draft. That completes our draft. All right. This is what it is. Boom. There you have it. Heat 'em Up Trail's first mock draft. 100 subscribers special. It is draft day, y'all. Hopefully some of it is accurate. Like, I honestly hope some of it is accurate. At least the top. I hope the teams just, I know it's not going to be in that order, but I hope that, like, at least the players that they pick is somewhat type of accurate. Like, if the players are somewhat type of accurate, that will make my night. I'm not going to lie to you. That will make my night. I'm going to have a lot of bragging rights, especially as far as the top 10. The top 10 is really what I care about. Anything outside of that, I'm not really tripping for real. Because I don't really know much. So, yeah, top 10, though, man, that tires me out. I can't stand GMs. Couldn't be a GM. That would be so tiring. Goodness gracious. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think of the top of my mock draft. Let me know if y'all think. Mainly the top 10, though. After the top 10, I really don't know. Like, probably top 13, 14, I know. But outside of that, I really didn't know. I was just... But yeah, let me know in the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe.